Um, I don't know if it's any one thing, but just the timing. A lot of things kind of go together, so it makes it. It's going to keep some defenses honest. Different ways we may motion one way and do something, and then do something completely different, have a double move off of it, or whatever the case may be. But um, I could answer that question a little bit better going into the scheme, but obviously you guys don't get that. So
what are you seeing in the quarterback competition right now, Devontae?
Competitions, just like what you said. These guys are going out there, and they're not necessarily, Gardner trying to beat out Aiden, or Aiden trying to do that. It's more everybody just trying to be the best version of themselves and continue to learn. Neither one of those guys have any familiarity with this offense, so just taking advantage of all their reps, learning from the mistakes, because there's going to be, obviously a lot of them. It's the hardest position to play in football, so it's not going to be easy. But they're continuing to push each other too, which is the best part about this thing.
Given where you are in your career right now, is there any, in your knowledge of the offense, is there any type of frustration, or how hard is it to put away a frustration when you see the learning and the install still going on, when you're already kind of well versed in it, so to speak?
The frustration comes in mid-season when we haven't made the progress that we need. At this point, you're not a very mature or experienced football player if you're getting frustrated in mandatory minicamp. It's obviously I get frustrated every play if it doesn't work, like to a certain degree, but it's not frustration where you're losing hope in your teammates or yourself, or the potential of what you can do as a team. It's more like, I got a standard, and I definitely, everybody in this circle knows that I have a very high standard for myself. So, if I run a go route and the ball's overthrown, I'm gonna be, probably cussing on the sideline for a second, just more upset that I didn't get to complete that, because a lot of what goes into me being as confident as I am on Sundays is having made that play 100 times and knowing what that feels like. So then in the game is, people come up and say it just looks so easy. And I'm like, well, I don't have to elevate for the game. I come in to practice with the same mentality and same intensity that I would have, in a game. And then that way, when I get those opportunities, it's kind of like, I even alluded to it a couple years ago when I was mic'd up with the Packers. I was talking about a ball being in the air and me feeling like it was deja vu. Like, as the ball was in the air, I was channeling almost having done that exact same thing before. So, yeah, we just got to keep working, and definitely not getting frustrated to the point where I'm thinking it's not going to work out. But, we're going to keep our standard. You got to have realistic expectations at this point, but always keep your standard where it's supposed to be.
You had a tremendous relationship with Dave Ziegler, and with Tom being new, have you had a chance to get to know him and work on build that relationship yet?
I mean, it's going to be gradual. It's not going to be the same. It wasn't the same with Brian Gutekunst as it was with Dave, and then coming in Dave to Tom, it's always going to be different. Just like how you guys were teasing me about the Aaron to Derek thing when I misspoke. But yeah, anytime you change, regardless if it's a great GM or a GM you don't like as much or whatever, which is definitely not the case here, but it's gonna everybody's different. He doesn't talk to me as much as what Dave and I spoke, but everybody's got their own way of going about it, and the respect level as far as me to him and he to I is there. So we just got to continue to build on that, keep talking, and figure it out together.
I know it's early and only OTAs, but have you noticed any differences in Aiden's game so far compared to last season?
In his game, I mean, it's
or even how he carries himself.
Yeah, it's more of the just the comfortability just in general within his own skin, I guess you could say. And he is who he is now, and he's talking a little shit out there too. So it's a little bit of everything. You start to see more of him versus just the shell of a rookie trying to do everything by the book, which is that's what allows guys to kind of get to that next level once you figure out who you truly are and start to come into your own. So obviously he's balling, and he was doing a lot of good things last year. So I don't want to say like I haven't seen any elevation, but he was doing, especially toward the end, he started figuring out who he is a little bit more. And as soon as he got here this offseason, he kind of put his cleats on, strapped up, and you could tell that he's ready to go.
You're talking about the offense having dangerous weapons, and you might have brought one in Brock Bowers just off of watching whatever tape you have and seeing him out here. What's your first impressions of him?
Yeah, that's BM, man. That's what I call him, BM. That's the businessman. He don't care about nothing else other than just locking in on football, and I can see it in his eyes. I try to tell a joke and get him to laugh. Talking to the rookies, did a little panel with him a couple weeks ago, and I mean, he was sitting there stone faced, didn't laugh at a thing I said. So I was like, this is BM right here. And I told him that yesterday. I gave him his nickname. So I definitely know. I see what he's about, seen the tape. He's a big, strong dude, and he's focused and driven. So the sky's the limit for him.
Let's do two more, guys. Two more.
What's the synergy been like between you,
just how it was last year. I mean, we just like, you know, as Aiden coming in, getting more comfortable. The more we get around each other, the more comfortable we are, and we have a pretty cohesive unit right now, and it makes coming out here a lot more fun. It makes it easier, and you know, we spend a lot of time together outside of the facility too, which is, you know, what really makes this thing fully special when you have that type of bond and that type of connection with one another. So it's just going to continue to grow.
A lot of talk, Davate, about the NFL potentially going to an 18-game schedule, the Super Bowl, maybe even going all the way to President's Day weekend. As a veteran, as somebody that is keenly aware of what the season takes on you, what are your thoughts of the possibility of the season lasting that long now?
If you would have asked me that 10 years ago, I probably would be excited about it.
Yeah.
Now I was not so excited, but it is what it is. You know, that's the thing that's special about football, and why I really wanted to play football over basketball, is that I just feel like it's a different type of feeling knowing that you only have a limited, you know, amount of opportunities out there. You bust your ass the whole off season, come out here, OTAs, you know, you get dinged up when you're not even on the field, and then you only get 16 opportunities, 17 opportunities, 18 opportunities, whatever it is. So I'm always down to play more football, but it makes more sense when you're fighting for something too. So hopefully we're not playing 18 games with, you know, that's obviously not the way to think about it, but just, you know, that's the way that you kind of have to. Is if we playing more, it better be for a reason.
All right. Thanks about that.
Thank you.